she own it. Looking like the world is your runway. She can set it off like a gunplay. Oh my, yeah. Talk of the city with that body. Always getting praised like it's Sunday. She said, baby, what you gonna do?
Fuck it up. Hey, y'all.
What's up?
Hey, y'all.
Try
We really just bullshit.
We really are. Y'all know us. Y'all know we got to bring a little bit of the
foolery out.
Got to. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Try Foolery. My name is Amanda.
I'm Shakira.
Lord.
What's your name?
I'm Tom.
I'm Candy.
I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
Candy distracted me as old.
I had a moment because I was
You
like,
gonna introduce yourself?
I said I'm Candy.
Oh, you Candy.
But no, I got distracted because I looked down. I was like, what the fuck is this on my cup? I forgot. It's like that.
The lipstick?
Yeah, it's a nude color, so I
You
forgot.
can tell when folks don't be wearing makeup like that.
Anywho.
Hey, y'all. Hey. So today, I'm going to stop playing with that camera because that's going to keep moving the shot.
Keep moving it.
I'm sorry. My bad. I don't know why I'm nervous, but I'm nervous. I'm be like Candy from season 1. I'm nervous as shit. But no, today I wanted to bring it away from the foolery today a little bit because I was watching one of my favorite shows, Lovecraft Country.
And we love a Lovecraft.
If you have not seen it, it's on
Love,
HBO.
love.
Well, now Max, not HBO Max anymore. But it was a really great show that was on HBO. And I was watching an episode where I think it's where Ruby and Christina were talking. And she asked Ruby this question, and I had to pause it because I was like, wait a minute, who am I? And the question that she asked her was, who are you uninterrupted? And I stopped. I was like, man, that's a deep ass question. Like, I wonder what the tribe would think about that. So here we are today, and we're going to talk about a little bit about Girl Interrupted. And I want to talk about some of those things just to see what your perspective on, if you had all green lights, who would you be? And where would you be in life? And what does that look like? And then I also want to talk about a little bit about, what stopped or what interrupted you in the first place from being that person.
So I go first.
Okay,
go
go ahead.
You keep
So
pointing at me like you waiting for me to go first. Like you.
Shakira ain't had much sleep.
No, I didn't know purpose.
But I'll go first.
Okay.
So I am 33 now.
Welcome to the
I
30s.
saw myself.
Oh, that's that time, girl.
Mm-hmm.
33.
Where I saw myself at 33. I had one major goal. Was to own a home.
Okay.
By the age of 30. Now that was an achievable goal for myself. But let me tell you about my dreams that I had when I was younger.
Yeah.
When I was younger, Shakira was gonna be a modeler singular. Okay, y'all, that's a model.
I know what you meant.
And a singular. Okay.
I cannot. Your language.
I was definitely
sing and model.
For
everyone who does not understand her own
I was
language.
going to sing and model. Okay.
Okay.
Music has always been my passion, always been in my family, and I literally would sing for no reason. And I definitely, if we come back to that, I'll definitely get on how I got interrupted with that. And then as far as modeling, I was all set and dressed and ready to walk out the door to go try out for America's Next Top Model as soon as I had turned 18.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
They were in Houston
Damn.
doing auditions. Now it's 18 years old.
So she would be posed for the camera now. Click, click. Really?
Yeah.
Come on now. Out here traveling the highways and byways on your face on the things.
Yeah. My face card back then it still don't decline, but
Babe.
it's just got a little extra cushion on there. But nah, yeah. So I was going to do that and be married.
Was that a goal?
That was one
To
of my
be
goals.
married?
One of my goals in life was to be married.
I think I've heard you say that before, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. I didn't know about the model singing.
Yeah, me neither.
I didn't know about the modeling part.
I didn't know that. I don't
I
remember.
actually did a little bit of modeling and sold photos. I think I only sold photos one time and got $500 for it.
I sold
and then I
feet
stopped.
photos, and I'm just
I did
kidding.
modeling too.
I was
I'm kidding.
feet, little toenails, pinkies wiggling.
I sent
Tom,
you a thing about modeling. Asked you what you think also, and you
yeah,
never replied.
we gonna talk about that later.
okay.
But go ahead, wow.
Next.
No, I thought there was more to the question.
No, you got.
she's
Well,
One
I'm just
part
doing the
back.
first part. So
is
who are you
uninterrupted? Like
uninterrupted?
your goals and dreams that you had back.
All
in-
green lights. You could do whatever you want to do.
Mm.
What does that look like?
Mama, you want to go?
Mama. See, this is why I asked y'all. To do that
Um,
homework.
I did my homework.
Uninterrupted, all green lights.
Mhm.
I am. Ugh, I don't like this at all.
What?
Go ahead and tell us. I feel like it might be embarrassing where you're gonna be in the circus. I would have watched you, friend. If you see how I'm looking at you right now.
That might be in the circus. I don't think goal wise. I mean, and by goal wise, I mean I don't think career wise. I do not dream of labor. But
She would wake up at 7 and go back to
I
sleep at
think
7:05, making $5,000 a minute.
That part.
Boom.
I would love that.
That part.
I'd be more honest, wholly, I guess.
Me too.
I think uninterrupted, I speak a lot more about shit.
Would that include spoken word?
That would include just in general, but definitely probably that as well. And I'd probably be more interested in going out more, spending more time out in the world, maybe. I'm not quite sure about that, but I think so. And I think that I wouldn't be more empathetic than I am. I'd probably be more verbal about the empathy, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, and I guess I'd go for more. I don't dream of labor, but I guess I'd go for like more work, and I'd probably make transitions to stuff that I think actually aligns with myself, work-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because my question, what did Baby Tom want to do? Like,
I remember my very first idea of a job, or my very first dream of a job. I wanted to be a DJ, a world DJ. I was like, I don't want to just work. I don't want to just DJ for parties in New Orleans. I want to DJ all around the world. Baby, I was going to play the music. That's what I was going to do.
We can do that still.
And then following that, the second thing that I really wanted to do was choreography. So I remember some of my very first
She can
dreams.
bounce that ass.
bounce on that.
Don't be telling nobody.
I mean, it is
So you
on.
wanted to create a choreography thing for us to do?
I did that, remember?
No, you did one for me to do that was fucking me up because I was trying to do a drunk and the heels. That shit Bad combinations.
Came up with a dance, and I was like, I ain't gonna do it though, so you're gonna have to do it. It was for one of our friends' bachelorette party.
Oh, Jesus.
But it was a good one. And one time it was on the ground and coming back up. I said, girl, who the fuck doing that? Like, you got me in these heels coming back
You are
up.
out of your mind.
Good time. But you should make one for us that doesn't, like, we can have different shifts. Like, if we're on the ground, I need to be on the ground. Like,
He said, you do the ground part. I'm a stand up.
we got to pick balance.
And I'm a big girl, so don't put me on the ground.
If I'm going to be on the ground, I need to be on there for a while. So I got time to come back up.
not
And I got bad knees and bad back. Don't have me on the ground.
Girl,
Lots of
first of all, when
with
that
you.
liquor come, them knees be in there.
Legit.
You be hurt the next
Legit.
day.
It be the next day.
Yeah.
though. The
Yeah,
next
I
day
be
she be
having
like, why y'all
right.
on me
Damn
do
knee
that?
brace
Right.
and shit fucking with
Right.
y'all.
But I think you should do that. You could come up with one for us to learn for Vegas.
Where we dancing in Vegas?
We can
First
dance
of
in our
all,
room.
you
Don't
keep
come for us.
trying
We trying to be great.
You keep trying to be girl
They got
shit
We're
Coyote.
in real
supporting.
life.
They got Coyote Ugly. So
Oh no,
here
I
we
was
go.
asking a question. I have no idea.
We gonna perform. We gonna do, and we gonna say it was choreographed by the one and only.
Why are we performing?
I don't know why we
I'm just-
performing.
I don't know
Back
why
She
you
we-
just
up in
won't
your
cut up.
dreams.
That's what it is.
No, we
shit.
backing her in her dreams.
These
up.
were my childhood dreams.
But I feel like you still like to dance though.
I do. I love choreography.
See,
I love spoken word.
and you're great at both.
We're gonna get back to that. We're gonna get back to that. Look, Candy.
You know how
shit.
Candy can't take a compliment? Y'all ever notice how somebody else can't take a
At
compliment
all.
besides me?
At all.
I could take a compliment.
That was cute. Besides her.
Don't be
Now
calling
we
me
all
y'all
just gonna
shit.
argue with you.
Candy, you look
Shut
very
up.
beautiful today.
Look.
Anyway, but that's not what we're talking about right
Look,
now.
that ain't the point.
That's not what we're talking
On
about
record.
right now. Shit. What are we talking about again?
Who are you?
Uninterrupted.
Uninterrupted. If nothing stood in your way of you
Oh,
achieving
see,
your
that's
success.
That's not easy for me.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I say that because
She want to be a superhero.
that too. I always wanted to be that. And I think that a part of the thing that's not easy for me, I know my brain bounces everywhere. And so there were a lot of things that, especially in childhood, that I was like, oh, I can do all of this. Like I can do every last bit of this. Like nothing can stop me. One was singing. One was actually writing movies. And I used to actually write skits and make my cousins involuntarily perform
Act
them for
them
the
out.
family. Yes. And I'll get the whole family set up outside to do it. Like my dad was shocked that I didn't go into that because he was just like, you used to have everybody just acting out all kind of shit. And I was just like,
Oh, kind of like Cheetah Girls in Mississippi.
oh no, it was worse.
That's what I
it
was
wor-
thinking.
Like, it was
Right.
like
She
all-
still
was-
does it.
It was like skits, like
Okay.
full skits. Like you had parts. Like it wasn't just like lip syncing. But yeah, so
Girls was a time.
I was a lot. I did want to have superpowers, and but I wanted realistic superpowers. Like I wanted to be able to, in every aspect that I could save a person, I wanted to strengthen that skill. So whether that be physically stronger or more agile and like, of course, fighting techniques, whether it been what you call it, psychology, like learning more and understanding, to be able to be more understanding to help in that way as well. So yeah, I wanted to be a superhero / assassin, because I didn't want to be a traditional superhero. So you grew up out of that, kinda, not all the way.
Not all the way.
Not all the way.
She didn't grow up out of it at
At
all.
all. At all.
Maybe the skits.
No.
And that's the beauty about you, friend.
What?
Except for
You're
when we
still
have
a
to tell
child.
you that you can't be out here trying to save everybody.
Right.
Yeah, not the
I've gotten
random
better.
drunk girl at the bar.
Oh my goodness.
I've gotten a little bit better, a little kind of.
We're going to see how this goes in January.
And I definitely, I want it to be a lot, actually. I want it to be a whole lot. A whole lot.
Did you
want
wanna
to
hoop?
different things? Yes.
Once I started
Basketball.
having
Like
sex, I
professionally?
wanted to be a sex therapist.
I actually, and I didn't, the crazy thing is, I didn't want to go to the WNBA.
You should
I
keep
wanted
that
to
one.
go overseas and play ball.
Fire.
Just because I was like, the WNBA that's here, and I felt like that was probably going to be a lot of politicking. And shut up. Politicking. I can't focus no more.
It's not me. It's not me
Oh,
this time.
shit. Okay,
You don't even know what's going on.
you don't.
At all. At
She said
all.
I'm tired.
So, yeah, I wanted to play overseas just because I wanted to be able to travel and see the world
Yeah.
and then use something that I love to do to be able to do that. So I definitely wanted to play ball overseas. But yeah,
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
but I definitely wanted to write.
Did
a
you
lot.
want to teach history?
No, I did not. But I love
just want
history.
to
I want to
learn
know
more?
it. I love history, and I wanted to know as much as possible because I feel like the more you know too, and I wanted to know what was not told. Like I didn't want to know what was in history books. I wanted to travel these places and talk to people who have the culture that's passed down, or see things for myself.
That's a really cool idea, actually.
Yeah, like so that way I'm learning things for myself because I think a lot of times too people get so caught up in everyday life because they don't even realize the truth about the past and how bad that the past really was or how great the past really was. To understand our full capabilities, whether it be the capabilities for bad or good.
Amen.
I think another thing uninterrupted that I would probably do is spend a lot more time just learning. I think outside of the application of things, my favorite part about things that I do today is learning about them.
I agree.
Yeah.
That kind of ties into my uninterrupted. Like, I'm very much a tactile person. Like, I have to see, touch, experience. And
She's nasty. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I mean,
And tasty.
gotta use all my senses. I gotta use all 5 senses. But what I would, if I had no chains, no nothing, I would not be here right now. I would literally probably be somewhere on the other side of the world, like learning, volunteering, talking, like experiencing life outside of the constructs of the U.S.
Yeah, I could agree to that.
And like every now and again coming back in like, hey y'all, I'm here, I'm still alive, all right, I'm back on the plane, I'm out again. And
I meet you on my world tour singing and whatnot.
That's what I'm saying.
Or on a beach getting a mala.
Look, a little click, a little champagne, a little Chardonnay.
I modeled a little bit too when I was younger. My dad actually had a contract for me to go to Atlanta. But
so what interrupted you then?
Then they couldn't, neither one, my dad didn't want me to go by myself and my mom wouldn't, neither one of them would compromise as far as when it came to work. So it ended up canceling, but it had a contract signed up and everything.
Gotcha.
Because, I mean, that's a big part of it. It's like we have these dreams and we have these aspirations and goals. And even for your kids, you know, they have things that they want to do. And I would think as parents, you never want to interrupt that dream. You really want to support it. So how, you know, like, but life happens, right? So, and the interruption happens. And I have 2 questions. One for the group is really, when do you think that you were first interrupted from doing all those things that you want to do? And then, you know, for the 2 with kids, how do you stop that? Or how do you pad your kids to not have to
experience that interruption?
Picnic.
Boom.
Okay. The first time I realized that and noticed that I was being interrupted when it came to singing was my entire family are some singers. You hear me? And I'm not just talking about mama, daddy. My daddy can't sing, but don't let him see this. And then I'm talking my cousins, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, uncles, great uncles, aunts, great aunts. They sang. And when you marry into the family, you better be a singer. We had at our family reunion, family choir sang at the church. I'm telling you, we sang
house.
At the church.
At the church. But I was constantly told to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Not just as a kid, but like I would go. It was so bad that when I got to a place, first moved to Texas because I'm originally from Kansas. First moved to Texas in Dallas, and there was this girl. She was amazing. She was able to just be that girl. You know what I'm saying? There's always, and then going to a school that didn't have a lot of black folks, always compared to the other black girl. And compared to her, I was the darker black girl who couldn't sing, whose hair wasn't always done, and all of that stuff. But I always told her I can't sing, because that's what I had always been told. I can't sing. I can't sing. I can't sing. And so there was this one girl who was like, "Oh, you can't sing? Then go ahead and sing." And I sang, and she was like, "Shakira can sing." And the girl was like, "No, she can't. She told me she can't." She was like, "No, she can sing. And she walked off. I was like, that's when I realized sometimes people will believe in you without you believing in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was going to go to, so I did the modeling stuff as a kid, but when I was going to go to try to audition for America's Next Top Model, I was also in the middle of going through a hard little patch in life. Sleeping out of hotels and cars and stuff like that. But I was like, this could change my life. Like, I'm gonna get on the show, and some type of way it's gonna change my life.
Yeah.
And I was in a relationship. Like I said, we had that stuff going on, and he said, we got more important things going on than you going to audition for America's Next Top Model.
So life. So life.
Yeah. So
he ain't shit.
Dang, that's wild.
And so that stopped me.
Sorry, I was stabbing him for you. Past tense. It's bad.
And so that's kind of what interrupted me there.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's what it is.
It is. I got a follow-up question. You know I got a follow-up question, but not right now.
Oh, for my kids.
Oh, yeah.
I just work 4 and 5 jobs to make sure that they got what they need to be able to
30
and 6 and 7.
try
25,
my best to
30.
not let them be interrupted.
Wait, what?
Jobs.
Her?
You
So-
was counting.
Oh, yeah.
I was adding additional to what you was adding.
Other
Oh,
people
yeah.
work triple doubles.
Because how do you
At
how do
the
you
job.
pad them? Like, because yes, financially is amazing, right? But it's
There's
also
more.
you have
Yeah.
the influence of the world and the kids and the how do you prep them for that?
Being interrupted by other people. I do my best at always. I am a disciplinary, right? But I do my best at talking to my kids in the sense of always telling them that they're beautiful, always telling them that, hey, whatever you want to do, give it a try. Hey, don't allow other people to affect who you want to be. And y'all know I'm good for fuck people. So I tell my kids, fuck people. Just like that. I got to give it to them raw. Nobody else is going to praise. Shut up. Nobody else is going to praise you like you can praise yourself.
That's true.
She's a child. And for this child, I'll be telling her to calm down.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
I didn't say nothing crazy.
You always say something crazy.
No, you say give it to them raw. I said that's how they got here. Give it to 'em raw.
Whatever. Anyways, yeah, so I just try to have those conversations with them and keep them lifted because
Yeah.
the type of shit that they experience
Sorry,
in
that wasn't me.
school
That's
and
all
in the world, I was like, people gonna always look at you funny. They've talked about the
string.
most influential people in the world. Do you really think they talk about Beyonce? You think they not gonna talk about you? Who are you compared to Beyonce?
Better.
My baby.
Right. Don't no. Hell no.
I'm talking about in the eyes of other people.
Yeah.
That's fair.
In my eyes, she better. In the eyes of other people,
That's fair.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna lift you.
Fuck them people.
You gotta lift you, and we gonna lift you and say fuck people.
Yeah.
Welcome.
And then you feed them to the village when you're like, you know what, y'all? Tag, cause
Get overwhelming.
She came over
This
here
is a
asking me what is
conversation here.
an uncircumcised penis. So
What?
I'm passing you over
Wait, what?
to William.
how do we keep coming back to these
You get the
things?
bad ones. That's who want to know about uncircumcised penises?
No, I'm just waiting for that question.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and then she gonna patch it.
I was like, shit,
tapping y'all
wait.
in.
She
I'm
gonna
not
tag
having
me and
that
I'm gonna say
conversation.
tag. Tell her Candy. I'm just kidding.
Can't the problematic one. Don't.
You
no,
right. Never mind. We'll sit here for a minute.
Yeah,
We'll sit here for a minute.
because I'm gonna say whatever pops here first, and then I'm gonna think about it and be like, probably shouldn't have told you like that. Let's rewind. Let's rewind.
Yeah, because my daughter be hearing me tell y'all I used to be a hoe, and
Oh my, no,
now
no,
she
no.
believes that I'm really a hoe.
No. No.
So don't be listening too hard. Too
She
hard.
really-
Don't
Yeah.
take
I
what
hope
we
she
say
come
for
to
face
ask
value.
the proper question.
Right. Like, don't believe everything that's black and white.
Because we be bullshitting a
All the way.
lot.
A whole lot.
To some degree.
Okay, Naomi, she has a
Right.
question for you.
That's yours.
This-
She
you
said
know.
She said you was next. We
Come
going
on.
in order. Hopscotch.
I mean, I don't like this topic anymore. You know, I said I did and I changed my
Now, what was your question again? Because I
mind.
didn't know the question. Why, right?
What
What
interrupted you, or
interrupted?
when you first interrupted?
This is making you speak.
I don't like
It
it.
is.
I like it.
I don't like it.
Because this is what she remember
she
when she
like
was talking
doing
about
it
her
to
whole
us.
vision board and all that stuff, and she
Yes.
was working on the hem and all
She
that.
like
blah,
doing it to
She like
us.
doing it to us, but she don't like it. She don't like it when it's done to her.
She don't.
Yeah, is this y'all swear y'all Destiny Child?
Okay, mistress.
Look, I
I'm
be
listening.
making her blush so uncomfortable.
I'm listening.
I don't. So the question is, what interrupted you, right?
What? Who? What? Who? What?
Who, what, when, where, why? I am not like 100% sure. I think there was like a collective of things to some degree. I've kind of had a similar experience in the camera.
For a reason.
I've had a similar experience of kind of not necessarily being told to be quiet or to shut up, anything like that, but like to almost like quiet down. I used to be very loud as a child,
Wow.
which is probably shocking to some people because people say I mumble now.
You do.
Okay, so they say I mumble now, but I used to be very loud as a child. And so people would tell me, bring it down, girl. Like a 3. We're at a 10, 15, and there's no reason. I don't know if that is the thing or a thing of all the things, but I will say I think like comparison was one of those things, and not seeing and being like motivated to, not motivated, but encouraged to keep going or to think things through or to push through, especially when things are hard. Not kind of having that sort of influence, I think definitely affected how I progressed or did not progress, I guess. Yeah, so I think it definitely had an effect on my own belief systems, I guess. Yeah.
Candy?
Mine definitely was, like I think I told y'all before in other episode. I don't remember which one, so go find it.
She did not just say that.
I
Go find
did.
See.
It was one of those like, coming to the realization, or whatever year COVID or whatever I started doing my running. When I think I told you that I finally thought I was pretty, right?
Yeah.
And one of my issues for not feeling that way, because I felt like if I shined too much or did too well at something, it was an issue.
Yeah.
And that stemmed from coming from a small town, people in the town, and predominantly my family. So I think I kind of dimmed my own light.
Yeah.
So I stopped myself. And then the moment I stopped myself, I stopped believing that I actually could do it. And so I think that is what changed a whole lot. For my children, what I do is, one, they will not grow up in that fucking town. We can go visit. Because a lot of those people are still very closed-minded and still have those same tendencies. Like, my daughter doesn't see it as much, and I'm just like, that's because we visit. You see it from a different light. I was like, if you were living there, you'll be getting a whole different thing. And I was like, especially the capabilities that you have. But she's my constant battle more so than my son, because she doubts herself. So there's a lot of reassuring there, and reminding her. And then I sit down and talk to her about Everything. I do. I really do. And
everything.
Then, so I would also, but I tell them
so
both.
then in turn, I got to talk to mine about it.
Well, I do it because there's a lot of things that I think would have helped me along the way.
Yeah.
If our parents, I feel like if our parents trusted us enough as people,
Yeah.
like we may have been children, we're still people and we're growing people. And so even if I didn't get it at that moment, there's damn sure going to be a light bulb that clicked when it was needed. Right.
Yeah.
So I sit down and I talk to them both really about a lot. So like a lot of times when I have certain conversations with Phoenix, I do run that conversation back with Brian if it's something that is universal that he would necessarily need. But I also like will tell them, I'm honest with them about certain things, like with stories and different things like that. And I would tell them the reason why I'm big on telling them about the only person that can really make you happy is you. Yeah. That's internal. And then I give them examples of different things, even though it may be hard, talking about the trauma that I had growing up. I would tell them, like, I allowed outside factors to stop me from doing things that, like, now, like, because Phoenix is big on pointing out. She was like, well, you do this. Why didn't you continue this? Like, you know, she listened to one of my albums that I made in some back shed ass thing, right? She loves it. But then she couldn't understand why I didn't do anything with it. And so, like, I had to sit down and I explained to her, I was like, you know how when I tell you don't worry about what someone says or what someone else does, because the moment you start believing them instead of believing you, you stop anything and everything that you can do. So I use those examples for her and him. But I also try now, like, and I tell them, I said, knowing what I wish I knew the things that I'm teaching you now and then. And I was like, so the only thing I could do now is show you going forward. So even though I tell them about the mistakes I have, I make sure that anything that I'm doing, I believe in myself while I'm doing it so they can see it. So they're not just hearing the story about it. Like, so like I'm showing you the changes that is being made, like the different things, how I'm growing, you can see it. So like you can see the difference between the person that the mom you knew 4 years ago to the mom you know now.
Yeah.
I feel you. Like, honestly, for me, I think what stopped was based on what people said. Like from parents, like especially when it came to being a creative, like for me a lot of it started with, you're not gonna make any money in that. And I don't know why you thinking that you're gonna do that, because you know it wasn't that they didn't see the talent, they just didn't see how it was gonna support me in the future. And they were so stuck on Dr. Lawyer, whatever made money at the time. Yeah. And it's like, for me, I hated all of that. Like granted, I was great in school, but I don't care about none of this. I just let me go lay by the pond and, you know, I don't know. Like it, and I think a lot of that stopped then. And then also, like as far as like the traveling part of it, it was just, oh, we don't have the money for that. Oh, we can't do that. We're not going to go here. Or I don't know what's happening over there. So no, you're not going to go and learn about that, and you're not going to go do that either. And it sucks because like there are some conversations that play even to this day, but I have to work to unlearn that. Yeah. And that's really hard some days. And it's like, it kind of leads into my next question of, you know, what steps are we taking to like become uninterrupted? Because a lot of it is a lie, a lot of it. And a lot of it was based in the belief system of what happened at a certain time. But now as adults, we have more freedom. So what are we doing as a tribe, as a group individually, to become uninterrupted?
Heal.
Are those things still relevant today? Because we're talking about these things that interrupted us as children. Are those things still something that we carry
when it
now?
comes to singing? Definitely.
But you were singing Christmas carols, and you sounded amazing.
I sure was.
You sounded
with
amazing.
With a group.
I definitely think that we all have a lot of individualistic healing to do. Because I think that the reason why we still carry it to some degree, like we could be aware of it, but it still affects us because we still believe it to some part, or became natural. Even if we don't, we know, like,
it's habit now.
Right, it's habit to do. So it's going to be a constant battle for right now, until we completely healed, you know.
There's no such
I
thing
think
as
also-
There is a completely healed.
I got to a place where I was like, if you don't like how I sound when I sing, don't fucking listen. I think I became angry about it.
Pessimistic.
And that's what where my healing needs to come in at, of I don't need to be angry about it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my go-to emotion, because it's, for me, it's easy
Yeah.
It's
to
the
be
easy one.
angry.
It definitely is. Tell them,
It's
fuck
very
you
easy
and
to
a
be
fuck you
angry.
too.
And so now I'm just like, if I want to do something, I just go ahead and do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't allow somebody to stop, children.
Don't she sound like a mama?
Facts.
If I want
Make sure you're awake.
If I want to do something, if I want to go somewhere, if I want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere,
Hey.
you better wake up and pay attention.
That's my shit.
Nah, but that's real.
No, I just got to a point where, like, go do
Mm-hmm.
it. Like, especially like the last 5 years, I done lost
Yeah.
too many people. Life is too fucking short to be worried about what Sally Joe gonna say about
Yeah.
what you doing.
That's real.
Now, the only thing I'm self-conscious about now is probably my personal how I look. That's what I need to work on right now. But as far as doing shit,
You're gonna do it.
I'm gonna go.
Look here.
Oh, I found a flight for $250. I booked it.
I think that.
Oh,
is
y'all can't go?
hard.
Okay, well, I'm going. I see y'all
Right.
come back.
No, facts.
I think that the part that makes it harder, the certain things that to overcome, is not from necessarily everyone else in the world that said it, is when it comes from people that are close to your family, especially like people
Mhm.
that you trusted their opinion
Mm-hmm.
in your growth, and then it's
I
hard
think-
to bounce back from that.
Yeah, I think that's where it started, but then it conditioned me back, because now, fuck people.
Yeah.
But I think it conditioned me to worry about what every
Everybody.
single
Yeah.
person thought about it.
Mm.
So now,
Fuck 'em.
you don't want to
Yeah.
hear it, don't listen.
Yeah.
Cool, you got
So-
some headphones.
Yeah, put them in. You fine. Listen to change
I
your
be
station.
driving down the road. I know people be looking at me funny,
Look,
because I be in there pretending
I
like
got
I'm
my
playing
whole
on the piano.
I got a whole concert in the car.
facts.
Oh, we know.
Word,
One
man.
nigga talk on the phone because she want to sing.
I know. Shakira called me. I was like, "You're interrupting my music."
Can
So
you re-ask the question?
Oh, we had another question.
No, that's
the
what
question that
steps,
she initially
No,
asked.
what steps
Oh.
are you taking?
Oh,
Oh,
what
what
steps are
steps
you taking?
become-
Okay.
Oh shit.
Uninterrupted.
Okay, that's what we were saying, huh?
So, Shakira, I think you answered and you said basically no, because you say you're trying to get away from this more so angry response.
Yeah.
So, yes, fuck them, but also
heal from that.
trying to, yeah.
the anger.
I think.
Girl, this weed
I'm
falling
no-
out. Sorry.
Anyways, I believe that I started off angry, and now it's literally just fuck them. As far as that,
Gotcha.
now my personal body image, that's what I'm working on right now.
Yeah.
Loving the skin that I'm in,
Mm-hmm.
and building my skin to be something that I could be proud of.
Mm-hmm.
We love it. We love to hear it.
I agree.
That's what I'm gonna try.
For becoming uninterrupted, I think this year might be very crucial to me kind of being able to you turning me to be able to like work on that. Educating myself helps a lot. Helping others helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think just actually taking the invite sometimes helps a lot. I learned a lot through like failed scenarios to speak up more. I've learned a lot through my friendships to speak up more.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned when to shut the hell up. Also through friendships and through other relationships and other situations and scenarios. And so I
like
think
right now, with y'all over there playing and acting like children.
no, that's when we need to. So I think, and another thing that also is helping a lot is just living and actually taking in the scenarios that come and letting them go when they're gone. It all helps me to become a better me. I was thinking that this morning, that like I am growing a lot, whether or not I'm intentionally mapping out some goal and achieving it or not. Yeah,
You are. You're growing.
Yeah, I'm sunflowering.
Yes. I definitely would say that I've grown a lot in the last few years.
The last 8 years.
Really?
I mean, I'm talking about the amount of time that I've known you. You've grown in that amount of time.
Okay, yeah. So, but in more recent years, I feel like I've made a jump in comparison to who I was. I think a lot of it has to do with the people I allowed around me, i.e. you guys, that I allowed in, which also, because y'all know I can have a one-track mind.
Oh, we changed you for the better. I thought you was trying to say we was funny.
No, the growth. So, and it also pushed, in doing so, put me in a space to push people that I didn't need out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also had a reflection of somebody that was mirrored, that I realized certain things I needed to work on too.
Who that is? Who's that? Who's that?
No, and shush.
Who's that?
Shush. So I did a lot of internal growth with that. I think that I do feel like there should be an ending to the healing process.
But never ending.
But I do understand that there's a ways to go.
She's like, there's still an ending. It's just
there's
an
ending. It's just a ways from right now, from where I am right now. And I just say that because I don't like. At first, I was like, oh no, I'm there. But then there's things that'll happen that'll trigger me. Then I realized that I ain't quite there
because you're not choking people.
I know that's a blessing because baby,
there's progression. There's progression
because they tried me. But I do know
She
like
used to hear certain things and
be ready on 100.
Like,
but I definitely want. I love peace. I love what it feels like to have my peace.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
So one of the major things that I'm working on, and I feel that will help. Or that has helped, because I find myself doing it sometimes, but I do fall back every so often. Like if something may trigger me, sometimes I may call, especially Tom. I'll call and like, hey, like, because I'm aware of what it is, and I didn't let it consume me. Yeah. And it's more so I'm talking it out, and then I still find that sense of peace. Like even though it may have triggered me, it doesn't trigger me in the same way. And so which means that I'm not reacting in a certain way, which is not interrupting my peace in a sense. And it doesn't hinder me from moving forward, because I feel like when I allow it to completely trigger me and I turn into, the other person, it's just that.
The girl very interrupted.
Very, very interrupted. I feel like it halts me, like completely halts me, like, because now I'm so fixated. I'm more fixated on than I should be.
I understand. I think for me, the
Girl,
steps that I'm taking, the fact that we are on camera.
I just seen it in the glance of it.
Every time you look at it, I'm like, Lord, and I can tell because then you turn. But anywho, I'm gonna cut that out. For me, it's kind of a blend of everything. Like not giving a fuck in the Shakira mode, like. I don't give a fuck what you gotta say. Like, I don't care. It's the pop in.
Shut the fuck up talking to me.
It's the pop in that's cracking me up.
Okay.
We need to get you some coffee.
Okay.
No, I know what it is. It's
yeah.
We need to get you a shot.
But it's that.
More.
Only you.
You want crap though?
Only you, ma'am.
Right.
Okay, so like I was saying, steps that I'm taking currently is just saying fuck people, like fuck their opinions, because a lot of what stopped me from really becoming great at different things was what people had to say and their influence. And it's like, is that a lie? It was, because they were just pissed off at their own shit, and that really had nothing to do with me. So you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And it's been hard to say, because sometimes it's your own people, it's your family, and you're like, oh, well, do I, because you value their opinion, but at the same time, it's like,
fuck you.
No,
and sometimes it's not even that it's a lie, and sometimes it's not even that they're just pissed off at their own life. Sometimes it's, especially like from a parental standpoint, it's my protection, or my attempt to protect you, interrupting who you may become or what you may gain from a scenario, because I'm fearful because of my own experiences, or I'm fearful because I know that this world can be corrupt, can be dangerous. And sometimes that stalls where children can go. Yeah. And it's not, I want to be cruel, and it's not, I want to interrupt you. It's not anything like that. It's just, I know that my role is to protect you. Right. And I know what is out here. And so you gotta be.
I have to be there for you. I have to
be that lookout for you.
But sometimes
I have to be that guardian.
I wish they would say it and explain it.
Yeah.
Because so my parents were boomers. So it's like, I know they're not going to talk about it, but I think it would have helped to have heard, or to have had a Candy parent where it's like, okay, this is why I'm telling you this. Because instead of just, no, you can't do that.
Right.
Okay, this is why I'm telling you that. And, if the Lord ever decides to bless me with children, I think that's how I will go forward, because I'm not going to just tell you no and not explain why. Right. Because you deserve to know that as a little person.
You definitely do.
Even if you 10, 12, whatever, you still need to understand and know that.
Because I said so, but I'll explain it.
Yeah. Because I said so, but I'll explain it.
Right. Because when I say it, that's the fuck I mean. But don't misunderstand that I will explain to you why.
Exactly.
I still meant fucking what I said.
Yeah.
But no. When the reason why I started shaking my head when you was like, I think that sometimes it's their protectiveness, and then I realized that you were only specifically referring to parenting, because you have aunties, uncles, or older cousins and people that play major parts in this, and a lot of that shit, it ain't just because of their own shit. They really believe like they
jaded belief system,
right? And then I think it's jealous. Bad. I don't know if I don't know if it's just the Black community, but it's like the moment somebody's doing good in your your family, like you just be like, oh, you think you good, like you better than everybody now.
And it's supposed to be this teasing, but it ain't.
It's not.
It ain't always teasing. That shit has an effect.
Yeah.
Like you trying to.
Oh, you think you cute?
You dimming me, or you hurting me just so that you could feel like I've said something funny, and it doesn't really.
You cute. I used to be like, yeah.
And I do.
And I do often like, oh, you you too good for this, or you think you can do this.
Especially if you out here saying that I am.
And then God forbid if you get into a position where, like, cause I had cousins that were doing well for themselves. They were doing well for themselves, but they were just like, oh, but they get out of here and don't know nobody no more. They got to take care of you because they done did what they supposed to do.
That's what happened to me. Y'all know that's what happened to me.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a problem.
And then the worst part
that's a major problem, especially in the Black community.
I tried to be like, there's absolutely no way these people could be jealous of me. There's absolutely
that was my thought process too.
At all. And it wasn't family, but it was somebody that was just as close as family. You know what I'm saying?
That's like
had been around my daughter since she was born, and I was like, there's absolutely no way this person is jealous of me just because of the 2 push gifts I got. Just because.
Shakira, you're great though.
I realized that. Thank you.
You are. I don't think you realize.
But it wasn't that.
You may have received a gift and but you've received those things because of the person that you are.
Right.
You know how great you are. Like, and they're jealous of not just that one thing. I'm pretty sure they were jealous of you in totality, and it's just like that was just icing on the cake for them to show the truth of what it was.
And I was trying to tell them, yo, being with this person ain't all this fucking cracked up.
Because they just see one facet, right?
Yeah, that's always the thing with any of those compliments. Oh, you think you're cute. Oh, you too good now. You see what is happening on the outside. You have no idea
what
the rest of the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have no idea what else is happening.
And the problem is those type of people, what I know now, what I didn't know then, those type of people were never willing to put in the work in the first place. And they didn't believe in themselves in the first place. So they feel like if you're not helping them in any type of way, then they have a problem with you. Because if you're making money, you're doing well, and you're constantly catering to them, they ain't got shit to say. They're going to say behind your back, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But the moment you're doing for yourself and you're doing well for yourself, they want to tear you down. And like they think you think you're better.
I think that's the thing that drove me crazy is that I was finally not homeless, finally in my own place, finally got this shit. And it drove me crazy because I brought you along with me. Okay, you called me asking for a place to stay for 2 weeks, and you was there 6 to 8 months,
baby.
But misery love company. You want
and then was talking shit about me and my mama, and thought you was still staying in my, bruh.
I'm too cute. Get out. Thanks.
Get out.
I'm too bougie.
I don't understand that.
Thank you. Goodbye.
I think I'm too much now.
Misery loves company.
You don't want to be around me.
Love it.
As far as being interrupted goes,
Fuck them people,
it really hits hard. I used to have the goal of being invisible. I just wanted to blend in with the wall. And I think that lends its hand to this idea of me having this, like, being quiet so often, or just trying to kind of step back so often.
And you from New Orleans, so why you gotta be quiet?
Which is such a contradiction, right? So, like, people meet me and they'll be like, I would have never guessed. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
You just gave me an epiphany. Remind me.
Okay. But I used to just kind of have this idea that I just didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to be acknowledged or recognized. And I had no idea where that came from, which is so crazy because I can always go back to the space of I was very loud as a child. I was gonna dance, I was gonna joke around, I was gonna have fun, and I don't know particularly where it went from you're going to be in your own space doing your own thing, being as wild as you want to be, to your goal is to be invisible. And so apparently, it really fucks with you.
It does. It's a good thing to think about.
The only way I knew you was from New Orleans is when the music turned on.
So just stop saying it. It's a secret. It's a secret.
I think that I can't. You gave me the epiphany because I realized when you said your goal was to try to be invisible. I realized, I think a major reason why I don't really notice if somebody's trying to hit on me, unless you tell me you're trying to hit on me, is because well, I mean, first of all, you ain't gotta do it like that. Damn, I ain't that bad.
yes, you. But well, you got
girl, you
better.
might as well Dougie on it.
Right,
going over her head,
bruh.
But I think one, you know, when I was younger, I told you I used to play ball even with the guys, and it was nothing, right?
And they then, probably wanted you too.
I don't know about all that. So, like, and I told you about
the comments,
right? And so I would intentionally dodge, right? So I would intentionally dodge certain things, and then I realized too, like, then I would go out with certain people as I was getting older, and I would start going out with different people. And then, like, there was a few people that I actually would go out with, and I would get comments like, "This is why I want to go out with you, because guys are trying to talk to you." Never even noticed the guy was trying to talk to me, but somebody came up to me and said something. They're just like, no, so now I'm trying to be avoided all the way around to make you feel comfortable and me feel comfortable, because that ain't why I'm out anyway. And whatever guy you pointed, I clearly wasn't even worried about, because I wasn't even looking at that bitch that direction. So, and I realized, like, so I think I started actively, even more so, tuning people out.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
It gets wild.
Sheesh. Well, thank y'all for today's heavy episode.
We didn't talk about penis.
Oh, we did just now.
I mentioned dick earlier. Nobody said anything. I mentioned dick earlier.
I didn't even hear
it.
Earlier
trying to be invisible, and I be invisible.
No, because you probably was over there whispering into that damn wall about a
penis. I was trying to take a nap.
I can't.
Oh, so you was dreaming about the dick.
Wow.
I'm dreaming about.
We just wasn't gonna make it out of anywhere without it.
I don't even expect it anymore.
I want it in my life. Come put it in my life.
We're not gonna let it interrupt us
at all. Definitely not that.
We ain't disturbing this group.
I mean, for another episode, Dick has interrupted us a many ways and many days.
Clearly,
it interrupted our outro on this episode.
Exactly.
We ain't gonna get into it.
No, but
get into it, yeah.
But no, but for the listening audience, I just want you to really think about that question. Like, when were you interrupted, and who are you uninterrupted, especially now when it comes to you planning your goals and planning what you want to do and just living life. Think about that question, because it's those kinds of thought-provoking questions that you need to ask yourself in order to move forward. Yeah. So with that, we want to thank you guys for watching another episode of the Tribe of Foolery.
Thank you all.
Please follow us on our socials. Catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Hell, I've even heard this on Google Podcasts. Wherever podcasts are heard, you listen. But also, if you want to see us visually,
you want to look in our faces,
please catch us on the tube of you.
Tube of you.
And send us in some topics we want to talk about.
We really do. We want to talk to y'all. Y'all be talking. Y'all really be talking.
And if
y'all to us in real life, but please put it in the comments as well.
Please.
Let's talk about
comment,
it.
Comment, share.
and subscribe.
And subscribe.
Wow.
Oh, yes. And also catch us on TikTok. I'm not even gonna mention that other one, and Facebook,
Twitter, and Instagram.
And Insta. Thanks. And we are outie 5,000.
Boo boo.